Alright, I'm going to tie a hollow point here, throwing in a number 2 partridge attitude streamer hook, threading up. Putting hackle tips on here about 2 inches long, tying them in right on top of the stems, and then putting 2 pieces of flash that I V-tied and then trimmed to different lengths so that they don't all stick together. UV polar chenille on the body, wrapping forward, and then I'm going to wrap over top of itself to lock it in place. And then we're going to palmer 2 different plumes of marabou, yellow and white. Yeah, I just like the color combo. It's pretty good looking. But just palmer it forward and then wrap back over top so that you catch all your individual marabou plumes, and basically it's going to be indestructible and they won't break off, and you're not going to hurt your stems or anything like that. But I'm going to skip me doing the articulation here, so it's going to jump forward a little bit after this head cement job. And the front hook's a 2/0 partridge attitude streamer, right? So same hooks here. And then I'm going to do UV polar chenille up the body again. And for this head, what we're going to do is 2 segments of reverse tied bucktail to, try to make it like hollow fly feel, put some bulk behind this craft fur head. So I'm just trimming off the butts, measuring it up so that it lies about halfway down on my marabou plumes. You'll see me fold it back here and kind of point to them. And I trimmed those bucktail butts super close just because they don't need to be there and they're just going to hold water. But I do 2 different stacks of bucktail instead of 1, just so I can kind of bulk up the head and use a little bit less bucktail on each one, so it's easier to reverse. So that's why I'm doing that. You could just do 1 if you wanted to save some time, I guess. But so once we reverse this, we're going to do ice dub shimmer fringe. And we're going to do it in the reverse order that you want it, because we're going to fold it back over top of itself, right? Oh, I forgot. I put some crystal flash on the sides, some nice little lateral align type stuff. This is a pretty flashy fly, so. And then I trim those. I trim the crystal flash about halfway down the back hook, or kind of the start of the front hook. But this is the ice dub shimmer fringe, so blue on first, because when we fold that back, we want that on top. And then some yellow on there, and I tie it in pretty sparse. You can overdo it with that stuff pretty quick, and I try to use thread and glue to secure that so I don't build up a super big head. And then we're going to take some craft fur, tie that in backwards right on the butts here. Going to use thread torque to bring that all the way around the hook so I don't got to do a whole bunch of different stacks here, and I want to keep it kind of light and flowy and sparse and don't want to overdo anything. And then we weld that off with some super glue and trim that. Now when you go to reverse this, I find it pretty easy to just clip it all back there and just hit the very front of the head, right? You don't want to go past the vertical part, or else you'll kind of predetermine your angle, and I like to put my eyes on first before I set any angle. So I just hit the vertical part of that when I force it all backwards. That way I can kind of keep it all out of the way when I put my eyes on. These are the 8.5 millimeter eyes from Flyman. They're the living eyes. If you do bigger eyes, I like to take the clip off before I put the eyes on, or else you'll catch some of your top and bottom material on the eye, and it kind of looks funny when you reverse everything. And then I just use Loon's, I think it's the Flex, something like that. It's the really light one. And all you do is put it on there to reverse it. So, it's not like a big, heavy kind of resin head. It's just super light and used to force that back. So that's Brammer's hollow point right there. Weightless, got a good flutter, good action. It's a beautiful fly. Check it out at my website, streamersbygunnar.com, and hope you liked it. See ya.